Welcome to Table Tennis Philosophy. I appreciate you watching. Hopefully these videos are getting a little bit better. I am picking up some subscribers. I'm getting more views. So somebody out there is enjoying them. I appreciate it. Hope you'll continue to watch. Okay, today we're going to talk about something that doesn't get discussed a whole lot in table tennis, but it definitely is something that every person who's ever played in a tournament, ever played in any matches that they were getting serious about trying to win is aware of, and it's emotional control. Now, there's a lot that, there's a lot that goes into that a lot you could talk about. I don't necessarily think there's any real trick to controlling your emotions. In fact, I think I would avoid tricks to controlling your emotions. If you don't control your emotions in everyday life, there's a good chance you're going to have a hard time controlling them when you're playing table tennis. And when the going really gets tough, that's when things can happen. You can get scared, angry. I've seen people get very, very mad at themselves and depressed. I hate to leave a league match feeling depressed because things didn't go exactly the way you thought they would. That's part of it too. If you are playing frequently and being upset after you play, then there's a good chance you're going to be scared that that's going to happen next time you play. And of course, obviously, emotions can go up and down. You can have a euphoria one time and deep depression the next. And you wouldn't think that's a big deal in table tennis, but it really is. It's a big deal in all sports, and table tennis is no different. So, one of the things I'd like to talk about is not playing scared. That's part of controlling your emotions. And I've run into this personally, and then with another player recently who had basically the same thought, that they didn't want to serve heavy spin serves or their normal serves that had spin because they said they get attacked all the time. So what you ended up with was a steady diet of fairly predictable no spin serves. And while I don't necessarily think this player was scared to death that his serves were going to be attacked, he was, I would say, overly cautious. I had the same experience playing a player who was very good at looping and was concerned that the only way to fight that was with no spin serves. And at least for one time it kind of worked, which led me to believe it would work the next time. The next time I played, decided that was only going to get me so far, and let's just go right into it and give him the heaviest spin serves I possibly can. And played a little with less fear and with more confidence, and surprisingly it ended up working far better than just trying to avoid being attacked. You have to be aggressive with your game at times. Probably most of the time your serves should be well thought out and aggressive. And you know, things can change from match to match. That, like I was just saying about playing a player one time and one having success with something, and then the next time it may not, maybe the same player, same venue, and something's changed. Maybe he's changed, maybe you're playing different. Maybe the equipment has changed. There could be things where you have to adjust on the fly, and that's where you are aware of what the situation is and not afraid to make a change as needed. Good players change strategies frequently, or at least 2 or 3 times perhaps during a match, where what's going to work against a good player in the first game may not be nearly as good in the second game, and you've got to be able to make those changes, be prepared to make them, and I think that gives you a lot of confidence in not being locked in on a particular way of playing where you've said at the start, I'm going to serve only this serve, or I'm only going to play to the backhand. I've got an opponent who I play to his backhand frequently because he has a very good forehand, but some days it just turns out that his backhand is on, so you have to be willing to be flexible. Sometimes your emotions will be the key to, it's like, maybe you just get frustrated. This isn't working, and then it's time to think about changing. That doesn't mean you do something crazy, but you ought to be flexible enough to realize that you may have to make quick decisions, change on the fly, and don't be afraid to play your best game. Don't be afraid to try something different, and keep the game in perspective. I think that's the key for me to not playing afraid. I realize I'm not going to win every single match I play, and usually there's a lot to learn from the matches you don't win. So there's a lot to take in, but controlling your emotions is a very important part of table tennis. Without fail, when I see an opponent who has just lost it as far as emotionally frustrated, maybe missed a shot, maybe I made a good shot, maybe it was a net or an edge ball, something's not working, maybe it has nothing to do with table tennis, but if I can tell somebody's emotionally upset, I almost always feel like I've got the edge. Sometimes you can tell I've got them beat at that moment. And I'm sure people have seen that with me as well. So keep it in mind. It's not one of those skills you think about doing a better loop or a better serve, but all other things being equal, if you got two players, the one that can control his emotions and be flexible is probably going to have the advantage every time. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.